it's pretty common sense and even common knowledge to focus on the process over the results. But we struggle with this as a society, as athletes, because we obsess. We really want those results. And this can really hurt our performance. Take, for example, Nathan McKinnon. As you can see, before 2017-18 season, he was doing well in the NHL, putting up decent points per game, but he wasn't dominating the way he has since. And he talked about in the Spit and Chicklets podcast that he started to work with a sports psychologist and focused on process goals, which is the process I'm about to show you. And you can see here, drastic difference in now production, 97, 99, 93 points per game. And the difference was his shift in mindset. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Cassie Preston from Consistent Elite Performance. And today I'm going to show you 3 steps so you can have that shift in mindset, redefine success, and focus more on the process. Let's dive in. So step 1 here is all about redefining success. And most of us, when we think about success, we think about results to some degree. And this is our society. And so this means things like winning versus losing, right? And the other things that's like, for a lot of athletes, it's points versus, not getting points. It's playing time, getting approval, getting to the next level. The other big ones that I want to make very clear here that our process is as well mistakes or just plays made. That is a result. It's more within your control versus play made. It's more within your control than maybe winning and losing points, but it's still a result. It's an outcome of how you're playing. And what we're going to now do is like make it very clear result versus process. So the process over here are the things that are fully within your control. So something like playing with confidence, right, is in your control. So it's taking time and space with the puck from an offensive side, or even defensively checking with like assertive checking. Doesn't mean you're always creating turnovers and that. It's just how you're playing. So assertively playing. And this, we want like 3 to 5 max here as your top process, your top game plan for you, assertively checking. It could also be like your mindset and to be in your sweet spot arousal level. So that means being relaxed, yet focused. We could do another one such as back checking, or even as simple as just getting in shooting lanes, right? Working to block shots. And blocking shots would be the result. Now that's pretty straightforward, but when we're redefining success, we want to start to lean more and really heighten the process. And because most of us, again, are highly result centered. Well, some ways to quickly think about it is like when you play this way, you might not get the best results, but when you're playing and you're doing, playing with confidence, you're assertive, you're relaxed, you're focused, you're doing the little things, the process, do you feel successful? Right? Do you feel successful? It's like, yeah, you can walk out usually with your head held high. And then over here, imagine when you play a game and you don't really do the process, you're not as confident. And so you're a little jittery, you're making mistakes, you're hesitant, your emotions are all over the place. You're not doing the little details. You're not as focused. So therefore, you still could get results. You might get a lucky bounce here. You still make some plays. The other team's not playing well for whatever the reasons, and you win, you get this. How do you feel? Do you feel successful now? And the answer is generally no, it's more empty, right? It's not as meaningful. And because we know, and obviously this leads to the results if that's not clear. But the point is, this is like shallow, it's empty. And so this is actually what success is. And so there's a couple other ways that I always like to frame it. It's your definition of success. It's not just general success. This is just generally how society defines it. I want you to define your success, right? Your process goals, as McKinnon talks about it. Or another common way that I'll refer to this is like your game plan. Think of it from a game plan standpoint, where I once had a coach come in, it's like, really, let's really try and win this one. Like, of course, like, what are we focusing on? What is our attention on? Everybody wants to win. And when you think of your results, everybody wants those results, every forward. So it's like, that's not unique. It's what is your unique process, your definition of success that resonates for you, who you want to be as a person, as an athlete, as a player. Now, step 2 is how to optimize this. How do we get more process focus? Well, it's kind of simple where it's just assess it. So right now, I would want you to assess how much are you defining success based on results versus process, and you can put a percentage split. So it'd be very common that some people are like even as low as 20% here right now, and therefore over here, 80%. And there's no good or bad numbers, it's just where you currently are, right? Think of McKinnon, where was he at? And a lot of players and athletes we work with, and even NHL players. It's high results focused. It's common. So we know we want this to be higher, but it's again because we define success based on how society does it. This number's high. So we want to get it lower. So the process here is write it down and then write it down daily. Every time you play, practice. How did I define success today? Was I more focused and even almost obsessing with the process because it's so much your definition of success, your process goals, your game plan has been clearly laid out, and therefore you're focused on it and you identify with that as what it feels like, as what's more meaningful to you. And again, because that returns into the results. It's this paradox. So the more we can get this number up, is actually more likely to get the results. And to be clear, this is just an awareness exercise, right? Because a lot of times we understand the concepts, but are we reflecting and putting a number to it or getting clear on where we currently are in our mindset? So reflect on that number and then do it consistently. That's how you can then get that number up. Now, the last step here is how to optimize and apply and make sure you're having this mindset and it's meaning you're playing at your best. Because I don't want you to just have a process focused mindset and not play well. So it's kind of simple. And we talk a lot about reflections with the athletes we work on. I want you to reflect on each of your top definitions of success. Okay. How you're playing your process. Reflect on that daily. How did I do at this? How did I play at assertiveness? And if you're reflecting on each of these, then guess what you're also going to do? Become more aware, work on them and grow at them and be more consistent at these. Because it's your consistency at your definition of success, at your process, is what leads to more consistent results and playing at your potential. And that's going to further help just this number get up because you're focusing again more on your definition of success, your process goals, and your game plan. Now, there's obviously other strategy you can use to help you optimize your gameplay and play at your best. That we have other videos that talk about our programs, such as activating your best self using your reset routine, mental prep, and imagery. So there's other things you want to be able to deal with your worries. So it's not just limited. It's not like this is a short video gives you everything, but it does give you a big insight into what is one of the biggest barriers holding athletes back. It's their overly focused, defining success as results. Now, I just want to quickly share here one last example about this stuff works. If you redefine success like McKinnon, it applies. And so this is a great example more from a junior athlete, although we do it with pros and NHL players as well, is that he was doing actually quite well. But like most athletes, his mindset was really about, okay, checking his stats, not focusing on simple solutions like, well, I just got to be more confident. I just got to not worry about things. And therefore, his results, he was doing well. He was 1.1 points per game, like McKinnon. He was doing well. But he was 20th in the league in points, but he felt like he had more. So as he started to learn and redefine success, doing other strategies, sticking to the process, okay, building up momentum with his mental training as well. What happened? Finished the year at 2.3 points a game, fifth in the league in points. This is in Junior A in Ontario. So it's a great example that, you know, when you do the work, you get the results on your mindset. It has an impact. And so understanding this, redefining success also helps you enjoy the sport more as well. So that's it for today. The summary, again, step one, redefine success. Understand what feels more successful and get clear on your game plan, your process goals, your definition of success. Write those out in detail, be clear, and make sure the process, not results. Then reflect on that. Where are you at on your mindset daily and how you're defining success? And then get clear and engage in the process in those key areas and reflect on those daily as well as use other mental training tactics to help you play at your best. Obviously, if you want help with this, reach out, ask any questions. We'd be happy to work. We have lots of different programs, happy to work with you. And you can make sure to also subscribe to all our channels, YouTube, etc., for other free content. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.